Want to leave a legacy? Don't just win the Manhattan Beach Open once. How about twice? And can they do it back-to-back? That's the question for Taylor and Taylor. Ta.Crabb and Taylor Sander, as they are taking Stadium Court now, just south of the Manhattan Beach Pier. Welcome to the 2024 Manhattan Beach Open on the AVP. This is the Heritage Series, and it is all about the best of the best. And speaking of which, we're about to have some of the best on the AVP on the sand. Hi, everyone. I'm Cameron Irwin, alongside my good friend Kevin Barnett. And the real question is, can they go back-to-back?
I think they can, and it's up to them. I think if they play to their level, that will happen. We already saw them earlier in the year take home a Heritage Series victory and a berth into AVP League. We know that they have the firepower. It's just a question of how many transition opportunities do they generate, because they're good at converting them. Yeah,
you mentioned it. They did win in Huntington Beach. That's Ta.Crabb and Taylor Sander. And, of course, they won here in 2023 amidst we'll call it a hurricane, Hurricane Hillary. It was a wild day here in the South Bay, but these two prevailed, and you can guarantee they're looking to prevail against this duo. That's Kwekel on the right side of the box there, and a guy that knows a little something about being an Olympian. Alvaro Filho, also a Brazilian Olympian from Tokyo. It's time to meet all four of our fantastic pros here on the AVP. Speaking of pros, here's Mark Sherman.
Let's do it. Time to send one team to Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. This first player out of Grand Rapids. He is a rising young star here on the AVP Tour, everybody, and I feel good about him. I feel good about his future, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for Caleb Kwekel. And his partner, he is a five-time winner on the World Tour out of João Pessoa, Brazil. An Olympian, he is Alvaro, Filho. And their opponents here on Stadium Court, they are the the reigning Manhattan Beach Open champions. First guy coming out of Corona, California, and Brigham Young University, a five-time winner on the AVP and only in his third full season. Let me hear it for Taylor Sander. And his partner out of Honolulu, Hawaii, he is a 14-time winner on the AVP, but yes, he got the one he's wanted last year, and now he's ready to go back to back. Let me hear it for the bug, Ta.Crabb.
Manhattan Beach is ready for this duo. Ta.Crabb, Taylor Sander come to the net. They have so much to give on their side, whether it's offense or defense. We're talking about one of the most lightning quick arms that you will see in Taylor Sander, and some of the fastest defense from Ta.Crabb.
It's an interesting matchup of littles, and I mean littles at the net. So you're looking at Caleb Kwekel. He's going to be 6'4", and the 6'5" is generous for this man, Taylor Sander. He's always played bigger at the net indoors. He's about 6'4" in reality, but man, he plays like he's 6'8", 6'9" when he is up at the tape.
Starts off with a strong serve. He's known for that. How about the quick touch at the net, though? That's Kwekel coming away with it. Taylor Sander, one of the best servers in the world.
Caleb looks like he's been putting in the work with the shoulder press there. Wins that one. Been on the Rich Lamborn program.
Rich Lamborn just continues. Every time I feel like he shows up at a tournament, I'm like, how do you get stronger?
Just gets better. Better with age. This ball set to the middle for Sander, who goes short side. I like that. Taylor Sander is a guy who you'll find, or pardon me, Ta.Crabb is a guy who you'll find out at the beach playing any kind of volleyball. It doesn't matter. 4s, 6s, 2s, the level, whatever game is offered, he's going to come out and side out and enjoy the sport he loves.
No doubt about it. Product of Honolulu, Hawaii, and there is a perfect dig spin it around and pair it off with great arm control.
And what that does is it just gives him so many reps in so many different environments. There isn't a situation you can create that he hasn't already seen. Right here, spin around, locate the ball, settle, and then immediately into his approach. His ability to move between phases of the game is what has always been super impressive about Ta.Crabb.
There's some control, good vision on the angled block in front of him. That's Kwekel. Caleb Kwekel out of Grand Rapids, Michigan.
I think he should switch to Brazilian style, just like his partner. Just be Caleb.
Just go with the first name. Alvaro, gonna be your down defender. These two have played the majority of the 2024 season together, playing in several contender series events. Nice pickup from Alvaro. Tempo.
Yeah, and he's used to that, right? That is an indoor kind of move. And Taylor Sanders' comfort zone, getting that quick set.
Taylor Sander, an Olympian in his own right, played indoor professional volleyball for years, two-time Olympian, and a bronze medalist from Rio in 2016.
Yeah, very similar journey to the one that the indoor team went on this year with many of his former teammates. In a tough semifinal loss, as that one is cranked to the line by Alvaro.
Nice little option play, something to watch out for, especially when you've got Taylor Sander at the back line. Congratulations, of course, to both our men's and women's indoor national teams taking home the silver and bronze.
Anytime you put yourself on the stand, that is a successful journey.
A little bit of a snap. Ta.Crabb coming in pretty shoulder straight forward.
Well, you're going to see a variety of different lineups from Crabb. He'll throw a ton of different looks at you, defensively and offensively. I wonder how he feels about having a copycat out here on the beach.
Ryan Wilcox?
Yes. Hey,
actually,
you were with me that time.
I got you. Actually, those two have been training a little bit together.
Well, that's a smart move by Wilcox. You find someone who's your exact same footprint. You already move like him, have a lot of the similar skills as him. It is a fantastic idea to just put yourself in a situation where you can learn from someone with so much more experience.
Ta.Crabb just 6 feet tall, 32 years of age. It's not a lot for the sport of beach volleyball, though, as well as indoor. There's a good cagey play from Taylor Sander, as that one pegs the sideline.
And Alvaro the finish 5-4.
Easy cover play.
Well, and how do you recover from kind of those scramble plays? So many times we see that decide matches. Are you able to make the little contacts with efficiency to generate points?
Quick tempo from the middle. No problem for Alvaro.
No, beautiful read. And missed the execution on the return. And that's going to be the difference between Crabb and Sander, who are definitely in the conversation to repeat. You're looking at them in a final go, of course. And Alvaro and Kwekel, that you look at them and you go, okay, are they going to matter on Sunday? Little plays like that, if you clean that up, then you start looking like a Sunday team.
Trying to find the high hands, not a bad idea against Taylor Sander. Sander stays on the ground. And again, the option play coming on the side of Kwekel and Filho. Nice having a lefty on your side of the net, especially one playing on that right side. Option plays aplenty for that duo.
We just saw Miles Partain, Andy Benish, another combination right and left. The ball's a little tight. Doesn't matter.
I mean, does anyone do a better waterfall than that?
No, we've lost Nick Lucena, so there's no conversation to be had. Once upon a time, it was the off the heel of the hand drop to the line by Nick the Quick.
Gosh, I miss some of those battles, don't you?
Oh, those
Phil
were
and Nick.
great days.
Taylor and Jake.
Yep. Huntington Beach comes to mind. We were discussing some of those matches from the late teens.
Some of the best moments on the AVP, and still so much to come here in Manhattan Beach. Temps reaching about 77 degrees. I'll tell you, it feels a lot hotter down on the sand. Just a bit of an onshore breeze. I'm impressed with the fans coming out, everyone hanging out, not just in the stadium, but our outer court coverage. There's a quick set.
And that's where that pair can hurt you. They have such diversity of attack, and they're not afraid to utilize some of those bang-bang plays and just throw the ball up for the other guy, not only quickly, but also off balance. It matters not to those two athletes.
Another fun storyline, Theo Brunner and Ta.Crabb in the mix. That was the duo that faced off against Taylor and Taylor in the final in 2023. Forced Ta.Crabb to not go for 4 straight.
What a journey it's been for him, huh? Won his first with Reed Pretty. Got together the week before at Rich Lamborn's behest, I believe.
Nice pickup.
Yeah, inside out again. That ball's been read twice.
How about a little windmill for you? Scooping that over the top of his head. There's the step in. You're going to also see this. It's almost like Ta.Crabb's got a route tree you got to pay attention to on his attack, but there's the over the top. Big swing. I mean, you can just tell when Taylor Sander goes up, there's no way that ball's coming back. Option again.
And taken in one.
I think he's 3 for 3 there. Each time Taylor Sander is at the back line, they are going to utilize that. Looks like Ta.Crabb might be shifting to that left side.
Well, both these teams made quick work of their first round opponents, so they each should be fresh for this opportunity to get to Saturday. That keeps all those options on the table. Another nice defensive read. They've got a good beat on him early and chopping off the edge. That's another point. I love it. I love the defensive reads, not the scramble plays, but the pre-reads.
Yeah, he's been on several of them, to his credit, and even that's not easy. Lefty on the left side, being able to get your shoulder on that ball, see the block, and still go down the line. Big block. Caleb Kwekel. Perfect timing into the technical timeout. How about this? The number 2 seed in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, it's just been steady play, good reads on the other side. Then you pick up one of those easy ones. That just benefits you. Nice big move. Well, if you had a cheat code, now would be the time to deploy it, wouldn't it?
Speaking of cheat codes.
Yes, all right, Colby, it's your job to find the people with their hands up who you want to do the skyball contest. You got it.
Did you not? He doesn't have the muscle to slow his arm down, so that's why his arm just goes, and he can't slow it down. I promise. If you look in the back, he has like that indent, or he's missing that part of the rotator cuff or something. I don't know what specific muscle it is, but he can hit the ball.
Infraspinatus, is that what we're aiming at right there, Ta.Crabb?
I don't know what I like more, the Ta.Crabb smirk at the end of that or the highlights of Taylor Sander. You think that's true? Someone call a doctor. I need proof.
Yeah, I don't know that Ta.Crabb is licensed in the state of California, so we'll have to get an actual opinion. But in any case, they need a prescription written here for success in the first set as they are trailing. And they're going to have to start converting a little bit higher value here. They've been red a number of times, so they're going to have to change that inside-out play where you set to the middle and Ta.Crabb approaches in and then cuts the ball out is not working. Look for him to maybe detonate just into the angle and take a big cut. But if I'm Kwekel, I'm going to take a couple chances on that.
Yeah, to be fair, Kwekel has come away with a big-time stuff in this first set. And now he's walking away with an ace.
Yeah, we would have perhaps our second upset if this trend continues. It's still middle set one, but a lot of heart being shown by Alvaro and Kwekel.
That's 4 straight. Kwekel, excuse me. And Alvaro.
Stop the run, big swing right up the middle, 10-13.
Everyone taking an extra second here. And it's interesting, right? When do you deploy that service pressure from Taylor Sander? Adding that jump top in. Instead, he goes with the flat. That is a sharp, sharp shot from Caleb Kwekel.
You can't hit it much better than that. And disappointment from Sander here. I don't know there's much to be disappointed about there. I think that's just better offense. He would have to have been 3 or 4 feet to his left, which would have made the line wide open there. Sometimes you just got to recognize the greatness of your opponent and move on.
Starting to go over the top of the block now. If anyone's got vision, it's Ta.Crabb. One of the most elastic arms you'll see in the game.
Does he have all the muscles needed for an arm, or is he missing some on his side too? Does he have an extra one?
I think him would be more like the joints and the bones. He's got the ligaments.
Cameron Irwin, only licensed in Washington.
Fair.
There's no recognition here in California, no reciprocation.
Short jump on that service pressure from Caleb Kwekel.
Yeah, too bad for the net, because that was going to be another opportunity to transition a point. You can't let those go by, even mid-set. I don't think you're feeling too comfortable if you only have a 3-point lead on Crabb and Sander, who really, to this point, haven't had a ton of transition chances. Well, you don't need them, you just serve aces instead.
13-15, and this is looking a lot better now for Crabb and Sander since that technical timeout. Humidity starting to climb as well, 66%. We started the day with absolutely no wind, but this is quite honestly some perfect volleyball weather.
Yeah, it's not Florida, so it's not 85% humidity, and sometimes during the year it can be like that. But it's not the desert either. This is picture perfect Los Angeles.
Nice platform. How about a little jumpy jump? Alvaro with the highlight.
Well, not only the highlight on the set, but also the elevation of Kwekel. Here you get a look at the athleticism. Watch how high he rises out of the sand here.
I'm impressed with Kwekel. His ability to continue to grow in this sport.
At just 22, a lot of upside left. Following in the footsteps of David Vandermeer. Would that be right?
Yeah.
Coming out of Michigan.
There you go. That's right. Nice touch there. Open net. Yahtzee! Come on, you got to give a little ode to the man.
Oh, I love it. Love the Yahtzee call because you saw it coming. As soon as that ball was popped up, nobody there. You saw this option appear.
That one was for you, Geeter.
Well, and there was no doubt about it from the moment that Crabb went to handle that ball, where he was going, and the communication, the unspoken communication between partners.
One.
And Ta.Crabb read that one. All of a sudden, guess who's back in the set?
16 up, 16 down.
Yeah, he was reading the body language that time of Kwekel, leaning far to his left, a little bit out of position. Crabb was there. If that ball was in, it would have been dug.
Both Crabb and Sanders staying on the ground. Little jump pop there. Whoa! Talk about a threatening block.
Violation either way, point for Taylor, and we are tied.
Alvaro just absolutely challenged the block of Sander.
I didn't have much of a choice there. That ball was on top of the tape.
And we will call timeout here by Alvaro. And
all right, how do you slow the train that is Crabb and Sander right now?
16-16.
I think as Rich Lamborn mentioned in our last match, you just have to take it back to basics. Pass, execute the set before you worry about where and how you're attacking.
I've been promised big things by our skyballer. Wilson Optics, the official ball of the AVP. Go get yours.
You probably won't try to pass it up on 2 on this. He'll try to just pass it.
I forgot that he doesn't like shoot high. It's like a guard, so I need to be just hitter timing, no delays.
No delays.
Yeah, I forgot that about him. Good job, man. That's fine one.
Yeah. Get back to plus 1. We'll get over there. We're going to win this thing. Here we go, boys. Let's go.
Hey, side down. Side like that.
Go back. Yeah. If he keeps it high, it might be better for you to take the angle. Yeah. I don't know how do you feel with that. Boys, let's go get one.
You heard some of the adjustments there, talking about the timing of the block. This is something that varies dependent on hitter and dependent on tendency.
Right. You play a lot with timing on the beach side. It's one of the nuances of the game that a lot of players have to pick up when they come to the beach. Remember Jake Gibb being a really good delay blocker on people. Of course, his length helped.
The best swap blockers out there. There's the look, though, for Taylor Sander. The decision was no delayed blocking, right? You got to go up as if he's attacking every single ball. That was a conversation in the box.
Well, I think what that's going to do is give Ta.Crabb a little bit better vision of where to go and how to read. And I think you're going to take a little more line, too. You saw that time, block line, let Crabb run around the angle.
Line-to-line serve from Kwekel.
And you notice that ball was not deliberately set inside to out. They left it on the outside, and that actually kept Alvaro frozen in the left. He didn't make that read to the right that benefited him early on in this match.
Ta.Crabb up at the net.
What about a jumper here? A little bit into the wind, a little bit. Yep.
Gets a hand on it, but not enough airtime. There's the service pressure from Taylor Sander.
Take advantage of the side, take advantage of the moment. You haven't thrown this at him yet.
Yeah, and I love that. Throwing Crabb up at the net, too, giving him an extra second. They've done that since the beginning of their partnership. Whenever they want to unleash the beast, that is Sander at the service line. They just let Crabb hang out up there.
Is that what he's doing, or is he being effective? Just hanging out? Bug at the net,
Both.
ladies and gentlemen. Bug at the net.
A little sketchy on that contact, but I'm not sure what they're calling.
They're going to call a lift. But I think the argument here will be from Taylor Sander that it was clean.
Also giving it to me. It looked like it stuck.
It was not on his hand, though.
It just looked like it stuck to both of us. Just from what we both saw, it looked like it stuck. Oh, no, I mean, it just looked like it stuck on there. That's dope. That's
not on my hand. Like, how do you...
A little bit of a roll. Thoughts, Kevin Barnett?
Yeah, there's a little bit of high lie in that thing there. He might have stuck that in a track ball and whipped it out. Yeah, just too weird a looking play, too. Even if you can make some argument for the legality of it, you can't really scoop under a ball that way and expect it not to be called. I like the referee's interpretation.
I like that pass. Crabb into the angle.
It must have been okay because the ball doesn't lie. So
19-18, Crabb and Sander on top. They've been climbing the ladder in this one.
The old timers just died inside a little bit with that overhand. casual play, middle, inside, out, no. Do you want to heat it up?
How about it? Taylor Sander, yet again. I love the transition offense.
Yeah, and this is the Reed Pretty effect, right? Same idea, same mold. Also Manhattan Beach Open champion. At any moment, you could just fire from the shoulder. Set point.
I love it. The fans already asking for a sky ball. I don't think that's coming at this juncture. They stay on Kwekel here. Cagey, little pop off the heel of the hand. That's a side out you must have. Now it's time for some defense. A little worried about Alvaro and his toe. He continues to check it during one of those plays up at the net.
Maybe Ta.Crabb can help him out.
Timeout called. And I'm not sure which team even called this, Taylor and Taylor?
This Ta.Crabb signaled for timeout, it looked like.
Make them think about it an extra second here. See if we can catch some of this audio.
It's definitely, besides this ball up, is what it is, but he's a little rocky and his service team, so good.
One passer.
Yeah, always switch it on the broken plays. Really simple. Let's communicate in the middle.
Yeah, by the way, we're doing great coming out of it. We're winning points after almost every single time.
Yeah. Almost only one right. The balls of Sander are very tight. One friend of the ball is going to block. Doesn't matter. Okay? This is the ball. If you want to go angle, go angle.
Alvaro talking about the sets of Taylor Sander and really giving permission for Kwekel to go after that.
Yeah, I agree with the assessment there. They played some good volleyball in this first set.
And especially, I like the words coming out of the box saying, hey, we've been great coming out of timeouts. This is a great opportunity to tie the score here.
Think back to a couple of misses early in this set. Sometimes it's those misses even at 3-1 that end up costing you towards the end. You don't have enough of a lead to hang on through a little bit of a push.
Looking for the tie. Kwekel to the corner.
They are scoring out of timeouts. Beautifully done. And not even angle. This is just line to line. You cannot hit it any better.
It doesn't get better than that. Must win by 2. He goes right back to the well. Good touch. Nice recovery and sends it. Sander unloads.
All right, so the first one, Kwekel got it, right? He said, dive into the angle. He got a piece of it. The second time, he reached towards the ball just a little bit, and it opens up this space. See that reach? A little bit of a reach to the right, and it goes just down his left arm.
Another set point opportunity for Crabb and Sander. He works the option, and it's perfect. They're working the option offense regardless of who's taking the first contact.
And I like them staying aggressive, too. End of the set. Set points in the offing, and they're staying aggressive and confident. That's the way they played this whole first set. I think that's what a victory does for you, too. When you win in your first round matchup, 14-15, you're walking to center court tall.
Toss one to Ta.Crabb. And it's the soft stuff again, killing him slowly, Kevin Barnett.
Hang on. Ball put again into the middle. That same close from Ta.Crabb. What's he done every other time? Gone back to his left, and it's been dug. What do you do this time?
The opposite.
Short side to the right, yeah. Just playing with you, just messing with you.
For the set. Puts a little extra sauce on it. Ta.Crabb and Taylor Sander take the first.
2 aces in the set, right, from the Taylors. Both of them coming from that corner. And late in the set, issuing some service pressure to push him over the top.
Ta.Crabb and Taylor Sander trailed in the beginning and even the midsection of this first set. There was definitely a momentum shift, though, throughout. Let's take a look at the Rainstorm Monster block. This is one of the biggest momentum shifters in the sport of volleyball.
Yeah, and it was that three-point push that tied it up. Middle 18s. That made even that victory and that little bit of extra play at the end matter.
Yeah, and that's your Rainstorm Monster block. And of course, what are they all fighting for? Not just the Manhattan Beach Open title, but a spot in the league. Guess who has their spot in the league already? Well, it's these two after winning Huntington Beach earlier this year. Let's take a look back to their Huntington Beach title.
Not even close.
Get set, get ready, because it is now time for the championships. The men's final of the 2024 Huntington Beach Open. It's Ta.Crabb, Taylor Sander versus Cody Caldwell and Sean Cook. Taylor Sander playing defense on the line right there from that serve. Here's Cody Caldwell. Oh my! That one's gonna leave a mark.
My goodness.
Taylor Sander has got a beat on it. Building a house around that, and it is no doubt a monster block. Ball off the top of the net, works to the backside. Taylor and Taylor on top with the title. What a cool experience to get to play with your best friend at the highest level.
I love that final because it turned into this mano-a-mano.
It was great. Just
bomb fest. Who can hit the ball harder? It was a Brower and Mewson kind of final.
Well, not only did they win the Huntington Beach Open, but they also are your defending champs right here at the MBO. I wonder if Shellback is already getting ready for them, because these two have plans to find themselves there at the end of this tournament.
What do you mean getting ready? Shellback is always ready.
Shellback Tavern, one of the local hotspots here. It is legendary in the sport of beach volleyball. You win here at the MBO, you're going to get some Fanta shots.
Fanta shots. If you're playing the six-man and you played your first match, you're going to get some Fanta shots. Your second match is not going to be as good.
That's where all of beach volleyball is celebrated. Such a fun spot here on Manhattan Beach Boulevard. Just make your way down to the pier. A tight first set. Just take a look at the stats. I mean, it speaks volumes. 23-21 was your first set score.
Yeah, and it's uncommon that you hit 480 as a team and you're going to lose. Even more uncommon that you only give up 483, but it's the timing of things, right? Those three aces, two of which came late with the jump serves, that really made the difference.
How about the side set?
No, I think you're going to see Taylor Sander crank it up just a little bit. He gave you some heat at the end. This is the opportunity now to close this set, close the door on their Friday afternoon, and start thinking about their continued championship defense tomorrow. You can make quick work of this tournament with a couple of victories on a Friday.
Love that high reach from Alvaro. He played very well in set one. Just statistically speaking, he hit 636. He was 8 of 11.
Well, a little bit of contact there under the net. Glad nobody stepped on someone else. You don't want foot rash from that. Sometimes you get somebody to step on top of you in the sand. It's awful.
No one likes foot rash.
No, not of any kind.
Nice pickup.
And oh, I was surprised that did not get detonated. What happened?
Oh, I was hopeful. I was so hopeful.
I was just waiting for the celebration. I was waiting for the Yahtzee.
How about that outstretched arm? Everyone was holding their breath. Kwekel saw the majority of the side-out game in set one. This, his 17th attempt. And it's sent right back his direction.
Yeah, if you're Caleb Kwekel right now, you know you're getting the ball every time. So do you go to the option here? Do you push?
I mean, it worked. It got them in system in set 1. Created a lot of problems for Taylor Sander.
Well, especially when Sander is serving. You're forcing him to rush to the net and make a decision. So if that option game is there for you, I'd go to it.
If you're new to beach volleyball, we talk about these efficiencies. You saw the 480 and the 483 after set 1. If you're hitting about 300, that's just kind of subpar, just below average. If you're hitting around 400, you're doing something really well. Some of these guys right now are hitting over 600, 2 of which, Alvaro and Sander, both well over 660 at this point.
Well, if you're winning 50% of the time, that works every time in any set. That ball's long.
Okay, but that is a pretty wicked serve.
Well, that was a fortunate break because they both laid off. I don't know that either one of them knew it was out. I think they both wanted the other to pass it.
But he kind of utilizes that hybrid, right? So he's putting that jump topspin on it, but he's also using 2 hands, kind of that float toss, instead of rolling it off the fingertips. High pass from Alvaro. I mean, Taylor Sander just becomes an absolute threat up at the net. He's got a beat on him now.
Well, this was the thing. When he joined the indoor national team directly out of college, thought, okay, 6'4", not that big on the outside. How is he going to be in an international context trying to block the world's best opposites? It's one of his best skills. Obviously a big vert, but there are plenty of guys with big vert who are not good blockers. And Taylor Sander always been a good blocker since becoming a professional volleyball player. I think he sees the opponent quite well. I think he's able to read the body language of the attacker along with the location of the set and interpret all that into a winning solution.
Taylor Sander moving to the beach in 2022. I mean, these two have done just about everything, whether it was in the collegiate ranks or the professional ranks. So impressive. Taylor Sander, a 3-time All-American out of BYU, also an AVCA Player of the Year. And guess who else was?
I would go with a Taylor.
Ta.Crabb.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'd heard about Ta.Crabb for a long time, hadn't seen him, and then I had him in a match at UCLA, and he was as advertised, had near 30 kills, dug a ton of balls, serving bombs from the line. Yeah, the bug is real. And right down the middle, a serve. Yes. This is just where you have that assertion. If you watch any indoor volleyball at the Olympic Games, you saw the elite players do it, particularly on the women's side. Paula Gono just getting sick and tired of the match she was in and asserting her dominance. And Taylor Sander can do that same thing. He can simply assert himself. We've seen it at the net blocking. We've seen it with some attacks and now from the service line.
Alvaro, open net. And that one hurt.
No, it didn't. Did you see any reaction? Did you see any reaction?
All right, well, it hurt my soul a little bit.
You get nothing out of Ta.Crabb. Nothing.
I like that swing, though.
That's kind of one of the geniuses of Ta.Crabb. He gives you nothing emotionally.
Unless he's playing his brother.
Well, that is the one exception that proves the rule. You're 100% correct. But even then, it takes a little bit. And it's more stares. It's not a lot of talking.
It's
but
cheeky.
He's just here, like, lethally taking you apart.
Piece by piece.
Yeah, and not even caring about it. Not giving you any sort of fire.
Open. There it is again. No problem. Crabb tight set, and again, that's the same thing. Sander is setting just a little tight there.
Touch to drop. Touch to drop. Watch the angle of that ball. A lot of players would have a hard time getting it over the net without popping it up at all. He's dropping that ball with some horizontal motion and no vertical motion. No added time for the defender to run underneath it.
Looking for Kwekel to get a little bit hotter as a blocker. trying to slow down this offense of Crabb and Sander. We mentioned Trevor Crabb. Well, he is at the top of the list, the #1 seed here for the MBO. Playing alongside Theo Brunner.
Hey, good serving, huh?
I mean, this summer is just going to continue through the fall. More AVP than ever before. Let's hear what they have to say.
Windy out there. Yeah, it's like some balls are moving a lot. The serve is really dropping, so yeah. Let's just focus on.
I'll go line to line here. Start a little wider, I think. If he gets served line to line, he's going to stay outside.
Yeah, he hasn't done anything different.
Remember, he's a guy that.
Wind starting to pick up a bit. It wasn't more than 15 minutes ago at 9 miles an hour.
It's no hurricane. Not like last year about this time when everyone thought the South Bay was going to be washed out into the Pacific.
I don't know how we finished off those finals. That was wild. We even, remember, moved up that timeline. We started those Sunday morning matches earlier.
Yeah, 5 a.m.
It was downpouring. Matthew Stafford even made the trek out on that Sunday.
Did you get him tickets?
No, he's got his own ways.
Okay.
Him and Kelly made their way out. I just will never forget they were holding paddles and hiding underneath an umbrella. They'll be in action tomorrow against the Chargers in SoFi Stadium.
But a Chargers home game, so we still get to have your presence here at the beach?
Yes.
Yes. How about the Intuit Dome just opened last night? Bruno Mars, the opener for that event. Now separated. The Clippers no longer playing in Staples.
So cool. Soft contact for Ta.Crabb. Quick feet for Alvaro, and just misses. But as the wind...
You can't miss those. You can't. You did all the work to convert it. You can't miss these opportunities to put up points. That is an exceptional move defensively. Good control. Your partner puts you in an outstanding position, and you miss it.
Onshore wind continuing right now where Taylor Sanders stands. He'll be serving a wind at just left to right. Another really quick arm from Alvaro.
Yeah, I like the option, right? We wanted to go to the option earlier. If they're going to focus on Kwekel, then I think you have to make that a threat. And I would push it even further across the net.
We'll say too, good side, bad side. Right now, Kwekel and Alvaro somewhat on the good side.
Yeah, there's no big ball in that corner where the wind is cutting through.
Have we seen Ta.Crabb swing at a ball yet?
Not a lot, but he will eventually.
He doesn't need to.
But he cuts the time down on you, right? We showed the highlight before we dropped it down. Here, same thing. That is hit with such precision that even if you made the read, you're not getting there because he's cut off 1/8 of a second from the ball drop. There's a little bit more space and some benefit. I like passing more to the right now if you're Kwekel, because you either give the option and you force Taylor Sander to move over there, or you get the ball sent to you from a little bit further away. You have a little more vision, a little more time to see the block in front of you and make a decision.
So working a little bit more of that spread offense. That's what it seems like everyone has worked to just within the last 2 to 3 years in the sport of beach volleyball.
There's been a lot more pushing and pulling.
A lot.
Yeah. And I think that started probably a decade ago, but you're right, it's accelerated dramatically.
There's the block for Kwekel. He needed to heat up at the net. Maybe that's the difference maker. Plenty of spin on that serve. How about the option on the other side? So important to have that contact, not just be controlled, but forced to where you can actually run that offense. And these two doing some work right now, Crabb and Sander, up 12-9 in the technical timeout. Just our second Heritage Series event of the year. Opportunities aplenty to find yourself into the league. Here's a look at what we have for the remaining 2024 schedule. And by the way, it's a lot, Kevin Barnett.
Oh yeah, we've planned your entire fall for you. Of course, we're going to have a unveil next week. We have an opportunity to learn so much more about the league. We'll have an announcement on venues and tickets. But you can already plan where you want to be and what weekend of the fall to enjoy the best beach volleyball around. We still have Chicago to go too.
Yeah, I mean, Chicago's just 2 weeks away.
Labor Day, Oak Street Beach.
That's your favorite.
Top of the Miracle Mile. Yes, please.
That's your favorite, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I figured.
Hometown, man.
I figured.
And another one of those stops that's been around forever on the AVP.
Love the connection there out of the box. Hear him talking about the sides right now. 2 blocks, 3 aces for Taylor Sander.
Yeah, I mean, he's in that good spot you were talking about. He's in that left side, north side, close to the pier. Little bit of wind coming through the corner opposite him. If I'm Kwekel, I'm expecting the ball to come heatedly my way.
Sends Ta.Crabb back to defense instead of up to the net. That's a good serve. The bug's on it. Digging. Alvaro's up at the net. Open net, and it is straight down.
Well, that's just running some offense.
Beautiful approach. That is not an easy ball to hit. 13-9.
It all started with this, putting him off balance. Alvaro with a beautiful scoop, but they're already so far out of position trying to communicate midpoint, and these guys are throwing a diversity of offense at you that's just impossible to deal with.
Really nice set. Steady side out for those two.
Block line dig angle is still the plan on Kwekel, so I like the high line. Force Ta.Crabb to make a read and a run.
Give you a couple updates from around the tournament. Few spoilers here, so if you don't want to know, plug the ears now. Allen and Lottman, though, have picked up not just their first win, but also their second over the 8 seed, Field and Baumgren.
I wondered if Field and Baumgren were going to matter here. They're going to have a longer road to get to a Sunday.
It was a 1 and 2. Allen and Lottman picking it up in the third. Buttinger and Evans will face off against Bourne and Wilcox.
Another team to watch. Oh. Big block.
Perfect timing from Sander, 15-10.
Wilcox, bug V2.
Watch this press. From the top floor, that's Taylor Sander. Perfect pass. And he's starting to really find that cross-court ball. What's impressed you the most about Caleb Kwekel to this point?
Just his resiliency. He hasn't gotten frustrated at all. He's been targeted a ton. He's been asked to do a lot, and you don't see any kind of wilt or frustration or anything on his face. He's just head down working.
Yeah, he does seem very steady in that regard. Just 22 years old. It's rather impressive at that age. Oh, that's a finger.
16-11, 1.2. It's 5-point lead with 5 to go.
I was talking to Rich Lamborn earlier, and one of the biggest differences in terms of these top seeds is just the level of consistency, right? And the ability to pass, not just pass that ball in system, but can you get it to a specific location? That was a perfect example from Ta.Crabb.
Hey, no matter the sport, no matter the skill, it's just a matter of how many times out of 10 can you make the right choice. And when you get to the pro level, that's 9 to 10 out of 10 that you're making the right choice. If you're truly elite, and anything short of that, teams like the Taylors are going to make you pay.
Check that out. The winner of this match will face the 7 seed Smith and Weber.
And that'll be tomorrow. Another one of my teams to watch.
Yeah, what's impressive though, that's Logan Weber and Hagen Smith. They took down Corey and Alisson, the former partner of Alvaro for Brazil.
medalists together? Yeah?
No, they took 5th. But Alisson does have a gold and silver to his name.
He's trying to give it to him.
3-time Olympian.
Trying to give it to him. Thanks, Cameron, for saving me.
I gotcha. That's a really nice win for Smith & Webber, because Evan Corey and Alisson have been on an absolute riot through the Contender Series. Getting some boos in the crowd. They didn't like something.
Overhand service. Reception. That's twice in this match.
There's the route from outside in, and honestly, right back to the sand.
Caleb with the Earth Kwekel for 14-7.
How about the footwork from Kwekel?
He's made a couple of big angle moves in this set, and it's paid off. Yeah, this is where the inside out would have been good.
I mean, is anybody else doing routes like that?
I'm trying to think of who else we've seen with those kinds of routes. I'll get back to you on that. Yeah.
Picked up. Tight ball and another collision under the net. The bug, though, is everywhere.
Yeah, his vision is just kind of unrivaled, and that's from all those reps that he gets playing in a variety of different formats, playing co-ed, playing 4s, playing 6s, a ton of 2s, playing with the Matza, basically by himself with the dinosaur. Those kinds of things where he's asked to provide a variety of contacts, and he sees so many different types of contacts on the opponent's side. It gives you such vision, and you'll take a little bit of luck to go with it. 2 away.
While Ta.Crabb tests his block right now, he's also been one of the best defenders on the AVP for years. He's a 6-time AVP best defensive player. He was the newcomer of the year back in 2015.
Go look up Ta.Crabb dinosaur.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and you'll see some hilarity where he just tells the Matza to go stand in the corner.
I know what you're talking about.
You'll find it on YouTube, kids.
Stand there and set.
Yeah, you'll find it.
I'm pretty sure that was the equation for Riley Owens and Dylan Wilcox.
It just gives me a lot of hope that one day I can return to the court and move as much as the Matza.
Taylor Sander, quick set. And nice hands.
Someone called the Rams.
No fumbles here. Match point for Crabb and Sander. Loses his sunglasses. He swung so hard.
Now the sky ball is coming.
Let it rain.
Mango, excited.
Quick and easy side out, though, for Alvaro. He says no problem with the sky ball. Passing a sky ball really stinks. That is not fun.
Well, I know what I'm serving you next time we play. There. Just gave up your own scouting report, Cameron.
Kevin, you got to have knees to play. Match point yet again. I mean, we got to make sure lines are cleaned up here. Oh, what are we bringing? 3.5 steps back for Alvaro. Crabb lingering on that first contact and closes it out with a poke yet again. I think Ta.Crabb only took a swing at a ball once in this entire matchup, just cutting this team down.
Well, it's going to be a long weekend. Made shorter if you keep winning, but certainly you're going to have to win in a variety of ways, and they showed you a bunch of different shots to the Taylors, an exhibition as to why they are the defending champs. Got pushed, responded, and then dominated throughout this one.
If you're fans of Alvaro and Kwekel, though, good news is this is a double elimination format, so they will be heading off to the contenders bracket.
You have to have some options, and you have to be able to execute them. For these guys, later on, it was that set to the middle and wrist away. A couple times he'd kind of gone inside out. Later got the winner on that, playing with the defense of Kwekel and Alvaro. But it was timely serving as well that compensated for some of the plays that were made by their opponent, the Taylors. turned it on when they needed to. Yeah, Sander with a couple of blocks. There's one of those aces that came late in the first set that pushed him through. And then here it was just kind of a lethal ending with a variety of different shots. And that's what Ta.Crabb will do. He'll just eat you up with options.
If you want to follow their journey, Ta.Crabb and Taylor Sander, they'll be back in action tomorrow morning on court 3. They will face off against Hagen Smith and Logan Weber, the 7 seed who upset, or excuse me, yeah, we're nearly upset, but we're not. That would be Smith and Weber yet again into the mix-up. A look at Alvaro and Kwekel. They'll be moving on to the contenders bracket. A little bit of reflection and breakdown for these two teams before they take a break. A look to the outer courts and the final stats, 479 and 444. Still, honestly, a very impressive performance from this 15 seed.
It was good, but listen, 3 blocks, 5 aces, that'll get you. Can't give up that many aces.
So Ta.Crabb and Taylor Sander are sitting pretty, looking to go back-to-back here in Manhattan Beach.